Okay. Let's wait a second to see if anyone spawns in here. I guess not. Okay. In that case, let's make our way over here to the annex. Alright, no one else here is either. Perfect. Crowd tells me the forum made a rather momentous announcement, so there's to be a great exodus, is there? I'm reminded of my narrow escape from the Isle of Val, the realization, the running, the mixture of relief and regret after. Why me, I ask myself. Why me? Why yes, why no, why wonder? There's no use fretting over the cosmic morality or lack thereof. We're here, and we'll get through this together. And who knows, maybe my luck will rub off and grant everyone a narrow escape. There's no harm in praying for that much. For as much. Oh, but enough of my rambling. I'm sure you're exhausted. Your chamber awaits. Retire to your chamber? Yes. A visitor has come knocking at your door. Whoever could it be? Oh! Who do I wish it would be? Well, for me, that answer is really, really easy. That's smirk.
You're still awake. Good. Might I trouble you to stand still for a moment? Nothing appears out of the ordinary. A precautionary measure. You will recall that serving as a vessel for abundant light in the First very nearly ended poorly.
That it did.
In your recent battle on the moon, you were almost certainly exposed to similar, if not greater, forces. Fortunately, from what I can see, you and your ether are none the worse for wear.
If you want to see closer...
Would that Reen were here to confirm my assessment. To think you actually found yourself in a direct confrontation with Zodiac. As if Xenos gallivanting about in your body was not misfortune enough. Did you so grossly offend every single deity in a past life that they saw fit to place a curse upon your soul?
We were spacing out there for a second.
Forgive me. That was in poor taste. I recall vividly how battered and broken it was in the depths of Amarant. Would that you could have seen it with your own eyes. Mayhap then you would understand why the greater part of me is glad you did not. It was a horror beyond description.
Well...
Promise me you will be careful. That you will seek my counsel if you feel unwell. That puts my heart at ease, if only a touch. I suspect it will grow colder as the night wears on, so do be sure to stay warm.
You can help with that if you like.
Sleep well. May the shadows keep you.
Aww.
Ah, I hope I didn't wake you. I pray you will forgive the unannounced visit, but I wish to speak with you before retiring for the night.
Of course.
About Garlemald, and the time we spent with the people of Tertium. Dangerous though it was, I'm glad we had the opportunity to treat with Euless and Quintus. I was worried what might happen after we were collared. If they attempted to restrain you too. If they succeeded. Once more, I put you in harm's way. And for that, I must apologize.
No need.
Or rather, I should thank you. For trusting in me time and time again. After all our journeys together, I dare say I've used every expression imaginable to convey to you my gratitude. Nevertheless, I hope these words of mine still carry some small weight. Tomorrow, our fight continues. Mayhap it would have been better to seek you out after we have true cause for celebration.
Nah, it's fine.
But having mustered the courage to stand up to Father, and achieve a personal victory of sorts, I wanted to carry on in that spirit before my nerves got the better of me. The hour grows late, and you doubtless tire of my ramblings. I have a letter for Orenvold to finish, but we'll be off to bed shortly. Sleep well.
Sleep well as well. Okay. Interesting.
Craving a midnight snack, were you? I did consider bringing a few sweets, but decided this wasn't an appropriate occasion. I couldn't sleep. Had a few things on my mind. I know it's late, so I'll try not to talk your ear off.
Ha!
It's
Good luck.
Xenos. I keep thinking back to Garlemald when he'd taken control of your body. An altogether terrifying experience, to say the least, and one that served as a harsh reminder. No one, no matter how strong or quick or clever, is invincible. Not even you.
Certainly not.
And as
No.
much as it might seem at times that you are, one misstep, one mistake, and that's that. Which is why, even though I know you've heard it 1,000 times before, I'm going to tell you to take better care of yourself. Because you really, really should. It goes without saying that we're all committed to this fight. But that doesn't mean that we need to throw our lives away. You know how I feel about noble sacrifices.
Yeah, you made that quite clear towards Gratia.
Right, that's settled. We'll be keeping the acts of gratuitous bravado to a minimum.
Yes, ma'am.
When I looked father in the eye and swore we'd find a way to avert this tragedy, it wasn't a promise just for him. It was a promise for you, too.
Aww. And off she walks. Or runs, rather. Let's see what Thancred has to say. I would suppose he too goes with Xenos. Because of the...
Evening. I hoped you hadn't crawled beneath the covers just yet.
The taking of the
If
body
you'll
thing?
indulge me for a moment, I have a favor to ask.
Or Reen. Probably Reen, actually, with the favor.
Don't worry. Nothing desperate or dire, if that's what you were wondering. Not yet.
Not yet.
You know, we may have quite literally entered our final days. The ancients went so far as to call it that for a reason. If so, then everything we did for Reen, for the first, will have been meaningless. And I can't accept that. I just can't. My mind won't allow for the possibility. And that could be a problem. When we're in the thick of it, I don't know if I've got it in me to be pragmatic this time. To run, even if running's the right choice. The only choice.
Ooh.
So if you see me turning a blind eye to the harsh reality, beat some sense into me, would you?
Aww.
I trust you and the other Scions with my life. And I'd like to think the feeling is at least occasionally mutual.
It is, don't worry.
And I never forgive myself if my stubbornness put them in danger.
You're sweet, Thancred.
Gods, listen to me. Beginning to sound like the father I never had.
Well, you have Reen.
So, can I count on you to keep me in line? I can think of no one else more eminently qualified.
You think no one else would be able to beat you, is it?
Excellent. Now I can breathe a bit easier. Which isn't to say that I will, given what we're up against. Let's keep this little chat our secret. I'd rather not have anyone scolding us for burning the midnight oil.
You got it, Thancred. Okay, Gratia. Don't you think I forgot that they mentioned Corvus quite a few times in Garlemald?
Oh, apologies. I didn't mean to. If you could spare a moment before bed. Thank you. I fear this may be the last quiet night we have to talk for quite some time. I am troubled of late.
Oh no.
Unwarranted concerns, perhaps. I hope. Nevertheless, I feel compelled to share them with you.
You troubled? Never.
Though you have bested your enemies thus far, Xenos and even Zodiac, your victories have come at a considerable cost to yourself.
Yeah.
No one is without their limits, and you are no exception. I worry the added weight of the final days will prove more than you can bear. It is surely too much for any one man.
But I'm not alone. I have my friends.
But you needn't bear it alone. Let me share your burden.
Oh.
My, carrying capacity pales in comparison to yours, but I could still help. Shoulder the occasional satchel from your ever-growing mountain of, baggage.
Uh-huh.
You have already done so much to help relieve me of mine own encumbrances. 'Tis only fair that I repay you in kind. Of course, it needn't be only troubles we share. Moments of joy may seem few and far between now, but there will come a time when we look back fondly on this journey. The inquiry at the Forum, our march through the snows of Garlemald, our impromptu dinner in this very room. All of it. And that is to say nothing of the journeys yet to come. To the ends of the world and beyond.
Mm-hmm.
But tomorrow will be no less busy than today, and I've kept you from your rest long enough. Sleep well, my friend.
I shall. Bye. Ooh.
You're alone. Good. The twins thought now would be a wonderful time to pay a visit to my chambers. Rather than listen to them bicker over tonight's snacks and tomorrow's plans, I seized the first opportunity to make my escape.
Perfect.
To their credit, they decided against intruding on your peace and quiet. Can all be a bit exhausting at times, can't it?
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what to make of you at first. During the Dragon Song War, how quick you were to take up a cause not your own. But I came to see that is simply the way of you and yours. I will not pretend to understand this talk of ancient primals and the final days. But I trust in your judgment and choose to believe in your cause. You and Alphino have my lance, now and always. You'll need it. Rack and ruin looming on the horizon. Calamity bearing down upon us. There's no place I'd rather be than here. Standing shoulder to shoulder with friends on the front line.
Hey, he
So
called
do not
us.
hesitate to send me against your enemies. I'll make them rue the day they met me.
Oh.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I could do with a little air. If Alphino asks, I was never here. Until the morrow.
A short while earlier in the Alamegan Quarter. That was a red mage.
Thank the gods that tower is gone. The sight of it was enough to make me sick.
Thank the Ilsabar contingent, more like. Word is, They fought their way into Garlemald and toppled the bloody thing themselves. Not just the one, neither. All the towers have up and vanished.
Aye, I heard the same. Commander Aldin and his troops helped keep casualties to a minimum, too. But is it true they brought back tempered Garlean soldiers?
As Commander Aldin tells it, they've a treatment for that now. But don't you worry. Cured or not, they've no plans to bring them into the city proper.
I see. Well, that's a relief then. I know we've brothers and sisters among the lot, but I can't say I'm eager to welcome them home.
Oh.
Wanted to think about it for a while yet. They're to be looked after in Alagana for the time being.
Who are you? Meanwhile, in Ishgard. Aaronville. And
Another day, another commission of paramount importance.
they do good.
Well, what have we here?
He seems to be drunk.
Hey, are you all right?
Oh.
Was that? No. The shadows play tricks, nothing more. The towers are gone, and the Garlean threat is abated. And yet,
The first
why does
signs.
it feel as though it's about to get much, much worse?
First signs of the final days. Okay. So my first theory that it was Xenos is incorrect. Ooh. Proof of Nair. Hello? Can you leave my characters home alone, please? Higher. Right. Tataru. Skies aflame. Interesting choices for rewards. But okay. Oliver, I was just about to call for you. I'm afraid we've received another call for assistance. This one comes from Razad Han. Let us have assembled in the main hall to discuss the situation. You must join them at once. I know, I know. Ah, there you are. Our worst fears have come to pass, but moments ago we received grim tidings from our contact in Razatan. Wild beasts have appeared as out of nowhere, claiming one victim after the next. What's more, They say the very sky burns above them. Good gods, are the final days already upon us? It would appear so. Sadly, that's all the information we have at present. No doubt the people of Azadhan are busy fighting for their lives. Then we must go at once. They need our help. Agreed. Kral, you best remain here with Tataru and gather what knowledge you can. You are in no condition for a long journey, I imagine. Very well. Similar phenomena may have been observed elsewhere, and if so, we must know about it at once. Be safe out there, yes? Oh yeah. Let us make first for Yetlimat. We must prepare ourselves for what may lie ahead. Sure. I'm glad for Kral's support. I also call upon Hori Boulder and the others to assist us. They will be our eyes and ears in the field, as they have been many times before. No similar creatures have been sighted here in Sharlayan. That said, the early signs may manifest in other regions ere long. We must be prepared for every eventuality. With the fall of the tower in Fafnir, the Hanish were beginning to enjoy a semblance of peace. And now this. We do not wield the creation magics of the ancients did, yet still these abominations appear. Whatever could be the cause. I would rather accompany you to Fafnir, but Raha's concerns are well founded. The last thing I would want is to be a burden. And so I'll remain here with Tataru, and to do all I can to gather knowledge that might serve us in the battle to come. Godspeed in your journey, Laverne. In ancient times, the phenomenon was observed in places where the celestial currents had grown weakest. It would seem there is stagnancy of ether in the skies above Razadhan, unbeknownst even to Vitra. If the might of Vitra is not enough to hold these fiends at bay, Razadhan is in dire straits indeed. We must go at once. If this calamity has indeed come to Fafnir, it is all too likely that Corvus, across the strait, finds itself in a similar predicament. Even now, it remains an imperial province, and as such, it may be some time until we can ascertain the situation there. We can only hope that Kral and Tataru will be able to provide us with some insight sooner rather than later. Here it is again. Okay. I guess we teleport to Yetlimat then. The sky's aflame. Let's see how this looks like. This is gonna be mad.
And lo, vile beasts did rise. Leaving naught in their wake but blood and ash. Sun scorches earth and boils seas. And our sins ascend unto the heavens. Three dooms to unmake all we were.
sky burns. The final days are truly upon us.
My friends, I trust you have heard the news.
We see the news.
What can you tell us of the situation, Your Excellency?
Last night, the Isle was rocked by tremors, and the earth itself cried out. Aloft, the heavens began to burn. From all about, unholy beasts, the likes of which we had never seen, came forth in fury and rage. No. To say they came forth would be inexact.
Oh.
The people of Radzat-Han themselves transformed into these baleful fiends.
Ooh. How?
Though the phenomenon was observed throughout our lands, the first creature, the largest and most dreadful of the lot, wrought havoc upon us here in our fair city. Though they bear superficial resemblance to divinities of legend, they are ungodly abominations. The people decry them as blasphemies. The large one's rampage has since taken it to the northern reaches of the island. I mean to dispatch our radiant host in an attempt to quell the threat.
And what of Vritra?
Vitra too makes for the north of his own accord, and yet he knows the blasphemy and its minions were but yesterday his beloved people. I pray his boundless compassion and mercy does not deter him from taking unenviable but necessary action.
Understood. I ask that you allow us to aid you in quelling this threat.
You would risk your lives to help us yet again? I have no words to express my gratitude.
Oh, we're not just helping you.
Our regiments approach the north from several directions, with a number of units set to depart from the docks of Yedlimat. They will make landfall in an area of dense jungle, where one can expect to encounter dangers even beyond the fell beasts we hunt. I leave you to your preparation. You will find me at the docks when you are ready to depart.
Dungeon time.
We're as prepared as we'll ever be. Let's go.
No time to waste. Usually the most dangerous foe in a worm's domain is the worm themselves. If I were Vitra, I would be as offended as I am horrified. We shall survey the environs closely as we go about our search. There may be some clue as to how we can combat this phenomenon. Innocent souls twisted and reformed into unholy abominations. I thought I'd seen the last of such nightmares with the Sin Eaters. We must act quickly, Lauren. Every moment we tarry means another soul may be lost to this nightmare. If it's true that the people themselves have transformed into beasts, why, even a radiant host could suffer the same fate. Or us, perish the thought. So the beasts are not born of creation magics run amok, but are rather the altered forms of the people themselves. In that sense, this manifestation of the final days differs from which we witness in Amarant. And for the worse, I dare say, if any man, woman or child could become a beast at any moment, there is no telling when the next threat may come. We must exercise extreme caution. Don't worry, no matter how grim things might get, I won't lose heart. I'm ready whenever you need me. Oh, right. We have him already. Sorry. Everyone has assembled, yes. I thank you for lending us your aid in our battle against the blasphemy. Let us review our plan of attack. I would have you board this boat and circle around to the north side of the island. There you will find dense jungle we call Vanaspati. This is a sacred wood, home to many temples and a number of villages. Vitra and the Radiant Host have gone there ahead of us. I ask that you join them and to do all in your power to destroy this blasphemy. Vanaspati now accessible.